It's been a while since we refreshed the floor of the hut with cow dung. It was resmeared and we did it together. If you guys didn't see the video where I resmeared the floor of this hut with cow dung, go check the video just a while back and you guys will see the process from the beginning to the end. So in this video today, I'm going to be showing you guys the state of the hut, how it looks like, and also answer some questions that you guys asked me in the comments. Welcome home. When the hut is freshly refreshed, freshly smeared with cow dung, we don't mind using our feet because it's not dusty and it just heals the soul. I don't know how, maybe through osmosis from the feet to the soul. You just feel so good. And also, don't mind this little person. Don't mind this little cutie. I adopted her 3 days ago. Reason being, it had a dislocated toe that couldn't help her catch up with the rest of the family immediately she was hatched. So I'm taking care of her until she gets enough strength to be able to loiter and move around. So don't mind her, okay? She follows me around because she thinks I'm the mother. Welcome to the hut, and her name is prt2. Do you see how cute she is? prt2, prt2. Anyway, so this is how the hut looks like, and while I answer some questions, I'm going to be cracking some oyster nuts that I'll give some to prt2, and also we always crack them in advance. We are going to be using them for pasting in our vegetables. But yet, how are you guys doing? How are you? How is life? Is it lifing or it's just there? I hope you guys are doing okay, and welcome to my channel. prt2, let's go. And if you're new to my channel, my name is Akech Joy Winnie. I need a knife. Here's an extra seat for you. Feel at home, and I have some water here if you want to take some as well. And let's talk about this beautiful floor. This is how it looks like right now after the refreshing. What do you think this color is? This is cow dung, okay? And do we add any dyes to achieve this color? No, we don't add any dyes to achieve this color. I think you guys can see the texture of the floor. It's still very smooth, and that's why it's very necessary, because if you see how smooth this is, you don't expect it to be dusty. All the dust has been held up under this cow dung. What is underneath the floor of this cow dung before we resmear it? So normally, before the cow dung, the floor of this hut is sand. There is a kind of soil. In my mother tongue, we call it laro. So that kind of soil is normally found in places near the anthill. It's sticky sand, it's sticky soil, not clay, okay? So that soil is covered all over the floor of the hut in huge quantity. And then people of the household come with heavy sticks, and then they start hitting the floor of the hut while pouring some water where necessary, so that the sand holds tight to the ground. The sand stays static on the ground. And later, the more you hit, the more you press the soil, the sand stays intact. Also, we put into consideration the leveling of the floor. How about the smell? How does it scent over time? More like dry grass, crispy dry grass, or leaves that are really dry. Do you know the scent of wood? Maybe the scent of this maize cob. It's more scentless, yet there is a subtle scent. That's how it smells. Something that will not disrupt your sleep. If not, it will give you good sleep at night. And then what happens when something spills, when water spills on the floor? When it comes to floors that are smeared with cow dung, the thing that you shouldn't worry about is water, especially knowing that it's sand underneath the cow dung. You shouldn't worry about water spills. In fact, every morning when we are sweeping the hut, the floor, we sprinkle water so that if there be any dust by any chance, it's able to be curbed. And it also refreshes the cow dung when you sprinkle water on the floor. I'm going to show you guys a sample. So the water absorbs and you don't have to worry about water staying stagnant on the floor of the hut. Every time I sprinkle water, it gives it a fresh look. It gives it a fresh texture, a fresh color. You can see the difference between the sprinkled space and the space that doesn't have any water sprinkled. And also it gives it a fresh scent. In no time, the water has absorbed, and yes, you shouldn't worry about spills. Sometimes if I'm lazy to wash my hands outside, I literally just wash it in here. When do you know when it's time to refresh the floor of the hut? It's very simple. After a time, the floor will start to get dusty. That's one. And also, the previous layer of the cow dung will start to pluck, and you see so many patches on the floor. That's most likely it's time to refresh the floor of the hut. The dustier it gets, the better to refresh the floor of your hut. Most likely, if your house is not a place you are using as a dance floor, that means you're not going to refresh it so many times, depending on how busy your house is. And the reason we refresh the floor of the hut here 3 to 4 times in a year is because we spend most of the time outdoors as compared to the time we spend indoors. So most likely the house is going to stay smooth and intact for a long time. But if everything you do throughout the day is something you do inside of your house, then most likely you may refresh it more times in the year. And if you have time on you, you can literally refresh the floor many more times, maybe once a month, as much as you want. Okay, it's not a static rule that if you don't refresh your hut 3 to 4 times in a year, you're going to prison. Another thing I want to talk about, George, yoga, TNA. Don't mind my little friend, he's playing hide and seek. Another thing you guys asked is, what happens when it's time to refresh the floor? Do you remove the previous layer of cow dung that you used, or you just pile over the old layer? And what happens is, As you prepare the floor for the next resmear, the areas that had cow dung overpiled, once you sprinkle water and you're ready to sweep, before you can refresh the floor, they gracefully peel off, leaving other areas that had less cow dung over time stay intact. So the areas that haven't peeled off during that process, it means they are still good and you just resmear over with cow dung. So that's what we do when it's time to resmear the floor. By the way, guys, have you ever eaten oyster nuts before? I really love oyster nuts. They are so delish. I'm here. Papicho, do you want some oyster nuts? Let me break for you. Let me break for you. There you go. Oh, you like them. You like them. You like the oyster nuts, little guy. Today has been really hot outside, around 89 Fahrenheit. And I ran from the main house to come to the hut because you find that the layer of fiber that is gracefully interwoven together acts like a blanket. That's how it is a great heat insulator for the hut. Oyster nuts taste like peanuts. You need to try them. That's about the video for today, and I appreciate you being here. Feel free to ask me more questions. I am here to answer them all. I can't wait to see you guys in the next video. If you haven't subscribed, be sure to subscribe, like, and share. Drop me a comment. How will I know you came by to visit? I appreciate you guys so much and see you in the next video. I'll let you guys know how Papicho grows. I hope he really grows into a big... I don't know if he is a rooster or she is a hen. We'll have to find out that together. Oh, oh. You wanna hide? It's okay. Bye, guys. Papicho.